KCBD News Channel 11 at 10.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Signs of progress on a major roadway as Lubbock County continues to secure the land for its expansion. The widening of Woodrow Road has been talked about for decades, but now the work is going from behind the scenes to the pavement.
KCBD News Channel 11's Case Wilbanks joins us now with an update. Case?
Hey, Karen and Abner, this project got its biggest boost, if you will, with the county's 2019 road bond election. But Woodrow isn't just funded with those dollars, but also state and federal funds. County officials say following those guidelines has slowed this first phase of construction, but now the focus is on securing the final pieces of land.
One of the most important we're doing.
And the importance of widening Woodrow Road can be seen and heard.
Traffic's going. It'll probably get faster once it's built.
It's a project Precinct 1 Commissioner Terrence Kovar inherited when he took office last year and realized the long process.
I agree with also the community. Why is it taking so long?
And this is the latest movement that the county points to on the progress of Woodrow Road, the relocation of utilities.
They're moving forward. There's a lot of behind the scenes work to be done before we can get to this process where we're at now. And some of that is right-of-way acquisition.
Just this week, commissioners approved a total of $14,000 for 3 more parcels of land. Commissioner Kovar says 14 more parcels are still under negotiation.
We're sticking to a certain price per foot. And now some of these properties have items built on. And so that's what you got to start looking at and getting appraisals.
As right-of-way is secured, or at least permission to begin work on the land, more utilities will be moved, making way for the additional lanes and roadway work.
It should never quit. That's the plan is. We should see more and more cones going up, more and more detours as this process gets further along.
A process Lubbock Cooper has prepared for with its own high school access changes. Kovar hopes right-of-way is fully secured at the beginning of the new year and construction of Phase 1 to follow.
We should have groundbreaking and hopefully some asphalt being poured is the plan.
And Commissioner Kovar says Phase 2 of Woodrow Road from Indiana farther west is almost designed, and they're working on right-of-way plans for it as well. And he says the county set aside funds this year, additional funds, in hopes of going beyond slide to improve Woodrow as well as other roadways. Karen?
Thank you, Case.